We're Byron and Jill, two hands-on people with big dreams. In 2024, we purchased 100 acres in southeast Queensland in an area called Mount Binga. We bought it on a total whim. Byron was nursing a damaged knee after a motocross accident and doing some heavy thinking. And Jill was dreaming of being closer to the mountains, the beach, her family, and riding some new mountain bike trails. We'd never heard of Mount Binga before, but the native trees, rolling hills and permanent dams seemed like the perfect place to build a new off-grid haven for us and our two boys. We're not new to building, but we are new to YouTube, so stay tuned as we get off-grid at Mount Binga.
Welcome back to another episode of Off-Grid at Mount Binga. In this episode, I'm going to review the Flail Mower. This is a paddock, the brand paddock Flail Mower. The model is SPTBFM04. Yes, that is a mouthful. We have had a great response from you, our viewers, and the Flail Mower has come up to 20 hours, and it's about time I give you a bit of feedback on this beast. It's had its issues, that is for sure, so I hope in this video I can show you a few of them and help people who have purchased this machine to fix or repair the similar issues that I've found along the way. It cost us just under $8,000, that's Australian dollars. Please hang around in this episode as I go through all the things I've found, good and bad, mostly good. So one of the issues I've been having is with these hammers. I don't know if you can see them clearly enough. There's 24 hammers along this shaft. It rotates at high speed, and that's what does all the cutting. As you can see here, these nuts and bolts come loose. Lucky they have a nylock on them, and which holds that nut from coming off, but it's still loose. So what I've been doing is getting some Loctite, undoing them, and getting some Loctite on them when I see them a bit loose. I'd hate to see these come off at full speed. There is a perfect example of what I mean. So it's almost every time I park up I've got to check this. Well, here I am replacing all the bolts, the split washer and the nuts. Just hit a rock and broke 3 off and just sheared a bolt. So what I found out, or what I have found, is that these might not be the best of quality. I'm going to replace all 24 of them right now with a hardened bolt, a new split washer, and a brand new nylock nut. It's just not worth it. So here we go. Well, there we are. All 24 hammers are off now. All the nuts and bolts I will be replacing, so I'm not going to do much with them except take them down to the shop and get something exactly the same in thread size everything length, but definitely a better quality. As you can see, there's the drum, and we're all off. So I figured while I got these off, I'm gonna touch them up. This one here, it's copped a fair bit of damage. As long as his mate there, they're the two that fell off just now, thanks to one rock. One rock I couldn't see. Now, while I've got these off, it's worthwhile giving them a sharpen up. I don't want to get them super sharp, it'll make the edge weak, but I just want to take that dull edge off. Give it like a 1.5, 2 mil edge, and it'll cut a lot better. That's the dull edge I'm talking about, so we can tidy that up. That's all we need. Still a lot of life left in this blade. No need to change it out yet. So I've got through all the hammers and got them sharpened. Now we've got to put it back together. While I was uptown this morning, I got some new bolts, new split washers, new nuts, nylock. Have a look. This one here is the old one, and this here's the new kit. The ones that come on it, as you can see here, ran a bit short. The thread was starting to get eaten out by the mount, so I decided to go with a longer shaft and a little bit more thread, so I'll also Loctite it on. Let's go. First one done. What a difference. Fingers crossed these last. Another thing I had to do was put a little bit of wire from this back guard or opening here up to here, because what I found from the vibration, this would screw itself down on this large thread and it would get closer and closer to the ground, and you know, half an hour later I'd be a lot lower on one side, so that just holds that in the right spot. I've done the same on both sides. Alright, so part of the issues we were having we thought was fuel, but it turns out it was an oil sensor switch, which is down here. If you zoom in, that little plug there went into there, and what was happening was every 20 minutes, well, after 20 minutes it got hot and the motor would completely shut off, so I'd have to jump off the four-wheeler, come back. What I thought was a fuel issue, so I'd be priming it up, it would restart straight away, but 5 minutes later it would stall out again, and it would do this over and over and over until I thought, bugger this, so I'd just turn it off and drive home. So I'd only get about 30 minutes of mowing in each session, and 30 to 35 minutes, and it was getting quite annoying. I consulted my old man and we thought it was fuel. I also consulted my mate in Emerald, Meeksy, if you're watching, thanks for your help. But what we found out was it was the oil issue. So another issue I had was with this battery. The standard battery had nothing but language on it that I couldn't read, so it was straight from China. That battery gave up probably 2 hours in. It just stopped completely dead. I imagine it blew a cell, so I got that replaced. The battery lives under there, so I've had no issues since I've bought a better quality battery. For those that have been asking, this here is the offset that tows behind the mower. It looks like it's not centered now, but in this position with this arm here and where it connects up to the four-wheeler, it actually tows directly behind the four-wheeler. And then if I want a half offset, which means half of this will be on the side of the mower, I put it into the middle. And then if I want a full offset, which means this whole flail mower is offset to the four-wheeler, completely offset, it goes into this hole. I'll do a little video on that shortly.
Well, we've come up to about 20 hours of having the flail mower. It's been an amazing tool, and I mean, like I said in a previous video, we were going to buy a tractor and a slasher, but in all honesty, we would have had to spend 50 grand to get what we wanted and to do the job that we needed. But for a fair bit less than $10,000, we've scored a flail mower. Yeah, it's Chinese and it's had its problems, but I've been able to sort most of it out myself. A little bit of diagnoses from family and friends, but I think we've got it to a point now where I can run it for 2 hours solid, and we have absolutely no issues. So I definitely rate it. It's a very, very good thing, and as you see in the video, it just eats anything that's in its way. It don't matter if it's big or small. I definitely try and keep the rocks out of it and the large hard sticks, but anything that's green up to 50, 60 mil, it just absolutely eats. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the flail review, and if you do yourself a favor, you should definitely buy one. It does the job. It does what we need. Anyway, thanks for watching.